In the fall, there's nothing that I love quite as much as a warm bowl of comforting soup. And here in the GreenPan kitchen, one we keep going back to every single year is this butternut squash and apple one. It's made super quick and easy in our Elite 6-quart slow cooker, and I know you're gonna love it. All we're gonna have to do is chop up some vegetables, toast some spices, and then load everything up into the slow cooker and hit start. We're gonna get started with our butternut squash, cut off the top, and then also trim off the bottom. So I like to take the tip of my knife and just go straight in on the middle and just push all the way down to the board and then rock down through until you hit the cutting board. Flip it over, repeat on the other side. We're gonna take the seeds out of that and then dice it up. I'm just cutting them into wedges, and then you can take those wedges and just cut them into large chunks. I also did a little bit of onion and some parsnips, which is one of my favorite things during the fall. You could use one large Granny Smith apple. I'm using 2 small. You can grab a peeler, but I'm kind of championing for people to use their paring knives more often. And just slide the blade along the apple while rotating it like this. I've got the slow cooker preheated. It's on the sear mode, but at a pretty low temperature. So anywhere around 200 or so degrees is fine, because we're gonna add some warming spices to our soup. In this case, I've got some whole star anise and I've got some cinnamon, and we're gonna take a minute and just gently toast it in the slow cooker, and it's really gonna perfume the entire soup. Go a little off to the side and just go straight down with your knife. And I just work my way around the whole thing, and let's toast up our spices. Got a little bit of star anise, maybe 2 good cinnamon sticks, and put them in, and they're slowly going to toast and cook. We're on a relatively low temperature. You don't want to burn your spices. So I'm going to start with my squash, along with my apples, my parsnips, and my onions. A little bit of salt, small pinch of pepper. I'm going to pour in some water and then some vegetable stock, preferably low sodium. I've got a couple of stems of rosemary and a couple of stems of thyme to go to low. Set the timer for 6 hours and press start. Depending on exactly how large you cut your squash and your veggies and stuff, after about 5 to 6 hours, this is what it's gonna look like. The squash is completely tender, so are the parsnip. You wanna make sure that you take the whole spices out before you blend it. Since I've got my Green Life stick blender, I'm gonna be able to blend the entire thing in here. And I especially love this because it's got a non-metal bottom, so it's gonna protect the ceramic non-stick surface. So start the stick blender on lower. You can always turn it up higher. This one seems a little thick to me, so I always like having a tiny bit of water on the side. I'm gonna add a little bit more in. It's all about the consistency and the flavor of it now. So I'm gonna add in a cup of heavy cream, and then we'll adjust the final texture of it with some more water, finish the flavoring with salt and pepper. So not only is this a great soup just for like weeknight meals, nice cold day, it's also good for parties, and that's one of the reasons I love the keep warm feature on this. I think it's good to have a garnish on top. It's just a tiny bit of creme fraiche, sort of dolloped right on the top, and maybe some nicely chopped chives. It's elegant, simple, delicious, and a lovely way to give your soup to your guests. If you're as big of a soup fan as I am and you want more recipes like this, head on over to our website and check out our blog, The Cook's Journal. Me and the whole crew here in the GreenPan kitchen have been putting together an amazing list of recipes you're gonna love all year long. You're gonna find a ton of new soups and stews that you're gonna wanna cook.